when I do the countdown, I get in trouble. I'm sitting here with my countdown like 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the FBI comes knocking at my door.
What is it you pray for?
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Salutations and greetings, everybody. Welcome to the 153rd episode, and probably is going to be one of the shortest episodes of Abyssal Musings. I am Lawrence Knight, and with me tonight is our other co-host, Abe.
How do?
Uh, so here's what's going on, folks. So we didn't want to cancel tonight. Both Abe and I have had very long days. Um, and poor Sam he's sick tonight. So he sends his regards. He can't be with us. But again, and he actually messaged me. He called me a few hours ago and he said, "Hey man, I'm sick. I can't make it." And he sounded bad. He sounded really bad. And he was like, "I understand if you want to, if you can't, if you need to cancel." I said no. I said no. I'm gonna do something. Um, may not be at our best tonight, but we're gonna do something. So we're pulling a bit of a Hail Mary. Well, not a Hail Mary, but we're doing an audible. So Abe and I tonight there's a couple of news articles that caught my eye earlier, and kind of wanted to talk about those a bit, and then Abe and I are gonna do a little bit of we're gonna do a little bit of mini trivia courtesy of ChatGPT, and then we're gonna call it a night. But like I said, our apologies, folks. Um, yeah, it's just today is one of those days.
Hey,
But
something's better than nothing.
oh
So,
yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back.
okie doke. Hello to everyone in the chat. I see we've got Aaron Laura here already. BTK. Old Blindy. Lord
Oh,
help us
Randy.
tamper. Jacob Gallo. We got Beak. Yeah, a lot of the usual suspects in today.
A lot of the usual suspects. Yeah, line them all up. Call the police. No, but no, I didn't drop BTK. I needed to grab something. My ears were itching. I had to grab some grab a Q-tip. But no, for those of you, in case you guys didn't hear, Sam is sick, and Abe and I have had very very long days. So in fact, I've actually been man. I've been struggling to actually stay awake all day. That's one thing that Sam and I
Yeah.
have in common is the three of us. See, what you guys don't know is both me, Abe, and Sam. All three of us suffer from insomnia, like
Yeah.
clinical insomnia, and so which explains why I have fallen asleep on stream sometimes. And yeah, how Sam has never fallen asleep, I don't know, but there's been times
Yeah.
where we've streamed. And I couldn't tell you the last time. I had to think back. I was like, "Dang, when's the last time I meant to sleep?" Um,
It also explains why I'm on so many streams.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But just again, guys, we didn't want to cancel the show. We didn't want to not do something. And as I was telling Abe in the back, about half an hour after Sam calls me, I get a message from Amira. Now, I've been messaging Amira all week. Ain't heard a word from her. Nothing. And all of a sudden, a half an hour after Sam calls me and tells me he's sick,
Mm-hmm.
there's Amira. Sam is sick and I can't make it. Take the night off. I was like, girl, I ain't heard from you all week. I have been messaging you all week and I haven't heard a word. And you messaged me to tell me something I already know. I just thought it was funny. But she's a paralegal, man, and she actually works She actually works for a family law firm, a divorce law firm. So when I don't hear from her like that, it's usually because she's in court a lot. Um,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
just thought that was funny. I was like, okay. But with that said, um, let's get started. So, um, what we were gonna do originally, folks, is we tonight's plan was we were going to go over a couple of there was a couple of news articles that caught my eye, and then we were gonna go into the next phase. We were gonna do a spotlight for Monsters Ball. Now, Abe, here's what the difference was for me. The last,
Hmm.
the first season that we did it, I was making the choices, right? And
Yeah.
I think that better matchups could have been made, but I just kind of picked based off of my own interest. And I think the results would have been the same because I made the mistake of
Yes.
putting Q in there. So the mistake the result would have been the same no matter who. But I
Yeah, I
figured
think
this
so.
time I was like, you know what? Um, for season two, I have a list of 20. I have a list of 20 fictional serial killers. I have a list of 20 real life serial killers. Now, as you know, we just did Charles Manson and Edward Kemper, right? This time we're going on the other side. We're going to the fictional. So we were going to do a spotlight tonight on one of the guys and do a spotlight next week. So I guess this is going to get tabled to next week. So I went and got a D20 dice, and I'm thinking this the dice is probably gonna make a good choice, right, Abe? So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well we'll see. I rolled the dice. I rolled it twice, and I just took the numbers and I looked at the numbers. I looked at the fictional characters that was assigned to those numbers, and one was Hannibal Lecter, and the other was Charles
Okay.
E. Ray.
Okay.
Of all to pick, Charles Lee
Yeah.
Ray and Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. That's.
For those of you who do not know who Charles Lee Ray is, Charles Lee Ray is a fictional serial killer who performed a ritual that turned him into Chucky.
Yeah.
So it's Chucky versus Hannibal Lecter. And I was like, this is gonna be interesting. This
It's going to
this
be
is
deranged.
this is gonna be deranged because think about it. You got Hannibal the Cannibal a versus a killer dog that knows magic.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, what's Hannibal? There's no brains for him to eat. There's no he's gonna have some fava beans and a Chianti, but there's no brains for him to eat. So, like, dude,
Perhaps he's going to have like a side of plastic and rubber with it or something.
exactly. He's gonna eat the box. He's gonna get more fiber out of the box, but out of the box that Chucky came in. So tonight was gonna be the spotlight on Chucky, and then I was gonna do a spotlight on Hannibal next week. But I think what's gonna happen is because what I wanted to do next week is I want to do a spotlight on Hannibal, and then what we're gonna do is, as I told you, we were gonna lean more into the eerie travels segment that we're gonna have that I'm gonna do once a month, and the next destination was gonna be New Orleans, and I wanted to do that next week. But I think what's gonna happen, I think I'm gonna have to push that forward to the week after next, and I think next week is just gonna be all Monsters Ball because both of those characters deserve some real good conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's just going to be such a surreal matchup.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So I was like, yeah, next week's probably gonna be probably gonna be a little on the long side, and I think it's gonna be like a quiz night where I'm not gonna have any kind of side, side um subjects or anything. We come on and we just go straight into it because that's gonna be wacky. That's gonna be that's I don't even want to leave that up to Chat. I mean, I'll look at Chat GPT, but I'm not gonna. I don't even think it's gonna be able to decide because there's so many ways that thing that it can go right or wrong. Um, but with that said, getting on to tonight, first news article that I came across, right? So there was a tour guide that was taking people around and in Indonesia, and they were in a boat, right? And
Okay. Yeah.
he, whoops, um, here we go. Um, trying to figure out, wait a minute, what did I just do? Okay, so he's luring people around, and all of a sudden, a python decides to have dinner. So
Holy
python,
shit.
yeah, yeah, python reaches in, grabs him by the neck, and pulls him into the water. It starts strangling him.
What's this? This jumps out of the water.
Yeah. So he's an experienced snake catcher. He was traveling down a river on the island of Borneo in Indonesia when his group noticed a large reptile resting close to the riverbank. And it's his footage shows Hiru perched on the side of the boat before he reached into the dark water, grabbing the pipe. Okay, so Nightmare turned. That's
Fucking hell, that
stupid,
doesn't
dude.
sound like a good idea.
What do you mess with the python for? So he starts messing with the python. In a nightmare turn of events, the snake dragged Hero off the boat into the water where he disappeared under the surface. After surfacing, he frantically flailed in the water as the python quickly started to wrap his body around his torso before moving up to his arms and neck. This thing was getting ready to, this thing was going for the kill. The remaining crew immediately jumped into action and attempted to wrestle the python from Hero's neck as he became more restrained. It took two men, one holding the python's head and another his tail, to finally free the guide, who was miraculously left uninjured. The snake was eventually captured and hauled onto the boat, where the crew took photos of it before releasing it back to the wild. Oh man! So the guy who filmed the ordeal said the python was the biggest and strongest the group had ever seen. That and here's the scary thing.
Yeah, no, the scary thing, or his mates are like, oh shit, he might be dying. Right, let's just take a few quick pictures before we help him.
Right. but here's the thing. We all know that, pythons come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
It took two guys to get this python off of him. Look at that. That's not even that's not the biggest python I've ever seen. That python, that's a skinny one. Because look how his grip is, how he's able. You guys can't. It took two of you to get. Okay. I guess.
Yeah, they can get absolutely massive, can't they? Like they can swallow mammals whole.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I'm looking at and I'm thinking initially when I pulled the article and when I saw the heading, I thought that it was like a Burmese or a reticulated python, something that's just huge, and that was just gonna snatch him. Um, and this could be one of them. Maybe it's a baby. I don't know, but
It could be.
this just goes to show that you cannot underestimate the strength and ability of animals, like pythons.
And this guy was experienced at doing this as well, and he still got fucked up.
Right. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, I think I'll strike this place off the visit list.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
Yeah.
that's that. Like I said, that just got me. That's not even a big one. That's not. I mean, yeah, it's
No.
long and they're strong, but compared to what I've seen, that's I'm still wrapping my head around. But I guess it had to be too because that guy's he's in the water. Maybe it was the situation. He's flailing around. He's in the water. This thing's all over him. So I guess you kind of got it. You gotta try to unwrap it at both ends. So I guess I can see how it would take two guys to get him off.
Yeah,
But
easily.
the fact that the fact that it took two guys to get a python off of somebody who's experienced with dealing with them, and see, and he should have left it alone. That's the other thing. If you're experienced, why wouldn't you follow the first rule that you would give other people, which is to leave it alone?
Yeah, imagine that. He's so experienced. His advice is just don't do it.
Right. Right. Just follow your own advice. Don't do it.
Yeah, he's like, so how do you catch a snake? He says, don't. Just don't do it. The fucking wisest snake catcher in the world.
And the funny thing, Aaron, is he would.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean,
Legit.
but hey, look, a snake is a snake. I've never had it. I've heard it tastes like. Have you ever seen?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen that
everything
show,
tastes like chicken.
Naked and Afraid? All right, so there was this
Yeah.
guy. There was this one couple, this one team that was on there, and this guy kept catching snakes. And it's really it's where I got the idea of Sam having an affinity for snakes. Is where I got it. And this guy, I mean, he was just catching them left and right. They was eating them. I mean, and he caught this one python. It was a python, small one, and it was wrapping it. It was trying to squeeze him because it was trying to get free. So it squeezed his hand, basically trying to kill him so he can get free. And the guy's just looking down at it, and he's camera. He's like, he's going on the grill because he made a grill. He's like, yeah, he's going on the grill.
Yeah.
he just
Like, it's
says it
incredible how you could stay that calm.
Yeah.
It's just like, my dinner's trying to eat me today. I don't think so.
Yeah, he's going on the grill.
Yeah, let him tire himself out. It'd make me cooking him easier.
Yeah, that was pretty much his demeanor for the whole thing. He's like, yeah, he's going on the grill. Like, all right, I guess he is. Shoot. Oh man. Okay.
God damn.
Now this second one, I've got to give a disclaimer. If you are easily grossed out, Aaron Laura, I'm assuming you by saying that, I suggest that you prepare yourself. I don't know what it is about planes and what's been going on the last couple of years. I've been on plenty of flights the last couple of years, and they've gone just fine. But I'm constantly reading about situations like this going on planes.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. Poop smears on the seat. Delta reportedly apologizes after passenger endures cross-country flight next to human biohazard. So this man is sitting on.
Just why though? They've got toilets.
Well, that's the issue. This guy is sitting on his plane, and he's going.
It was a real crappy landing.
Oh, it was. It was. And to make things worse, he's flying from Florida to Los Angeles, California. That's clear across the country.
Oh, Jesus.
That is as, and I've been to Florida. I have flown to Florida from Los Angeles. I used to live in Los Angeles. That is as far, just about as far apart.
5.5 hour flight.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
That's about as far, just about as far as you can get. That is literally from one side of the country to the other. Literally.
Ugh, that's nasty.
Yeah. So this guy, he's sitting in a seat, and apparently what happened is, an old man was getting on, and it says, so the old man pooped himself while he was in the flight. That's what it was saying initially. It says
Okay.
so he pooped himself. The 5.5 hour flight. Guy spent a 5.5 hour flight next to a human biohazard. Right. I couldn't have done it. They would have had to change my seat. However, the flyer realized that they were a SOL when an older gentleman boarded with airline assistance and no companion and got seated right next to him.
That's funny.
Right.
Shit out of luck.
Yeah, and if you've been on,
I think it was more like shit out of his ass.
oh yeah, and if you've been on Delta, so sometimes there's airlines where you can change your seat if something's going on. Delta has a tendency of overbooking its flights. Every Delta
Yeah.
flight that I've been on, I've seen them come along, and I've seen them, somebody sitting in their seat, and then a flight attendant come along, and then try to boot them because they double booked their seat. And it actually happened to me once. It came up to me, and at the time I was still in the army, and they had sent me somewhere for
Yeah.
training, and they had double booked my. I was like, I'm not getting up. That you got to explain it to. I was like, it's the federal. You got to explain this to the federal government. If you boot me off this plane, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, if anything happens to me, it's going to be on you. You know.
So what did they do? Did they give preference to the person?
Somebody
first,
else gave up their seat and let the lady, and it was an elderly lady. That's the funny thing. It was an elderly lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen them do that. I've traveled with people. One guy, he got up there. They double booked his seat, and as he was going trying to get in to get to the plane, they shut the main door in his face, wouldn't let him on because they double booked his seat, and the other person got there first. It just Delta's just like that. So this guy was stuck. I'm willing to bet that there was nowhere else for him to sit on that flight. Oh, he sits next to him. Turns out he had some serious mobility issues, so he couldn't move. And that poor guy was in the window seat. He couldn't even get up. He said every breath was a gamble.
No.
The flight attendants kept checking on him and assessing the situation. Unfortunately, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Upon landing, the Redditor's seatmate immediately stood up against instructions, and that's when the true horror revealed itself. There were literal poop smears in the seat and on him, and I had spent an entire cross-country flight marinating in that odor. Oh,
marinating in it as well.
yeah. They continued as I stumbled off the plane in shock. One of the flight attendants said, "I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Why didn't you ask for a mask?" And he said, "Lady, I need an exorcism."
That's amazing. You could just picture him now, like the camera slowly panning across all of the aisles and everything. Everyone's just normal. And then just one random guy with a gas mask on and a biohazard suit just sat by the window.
Yeah. They offered him free miles as compensation. At Delta, we take pride in delivering exceptional experience, providing reliable and thoughtful service at every moment of your travel journey. Airline reps wrote, "On your recent trip with us, we didn't live up to that commitment, and we want you to know we're sorry. Yeah, please accept 5,000 miles, along with our heartfelt apology and commitment to be better for you and all Delta customers." I would tell them, you could take those 5,000 miles and go wipe that old man's rear end with it. Give me
5,000 miles is about $50.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I'd be like, no. Give me my money back for my ticket. You sat this guy next to me, and the thing is, he got on like that. You sat this man next to me. You didn't even ask me if I could change, did I want to change the flight? Did I want to change my seat? Something. You sat this man next to me, knowing that
Yeah.
he pooped himself. You know?
Yeah, that's gross.
Like you said, here, 5,000 is about $50, literally nothing. I feel bad for that guy though. Maybe he was also feeling terrible, but yeah, I only fly Delta and I've seen their prices, but that's literally like he's giving you a small coupon. Others
What
raise
can I
concerns
say?
that
That's kind of shitty compensation.
oh yeah. Others raise concerns that the seat wasn't cleaned properly after the incident. Probably not. I want to know if they removed the entire contaminated seat before the departed plane began, or did the cleaners spray it with Lysol? This is a little. It is. That's crazy, man.
Damn. Yep. Wouldn't want to be him.
$50. Like that guy said, that's nothing. And then they're assuming that he'd want to fly Delta again after that.
Yeah, that'd just put you off forever, wouldn't it?
It dang sure would put me off. Shoot.
Like, yeah, if it cost me another $50 to go with a better airline, I'll do that.
Oh, Blind talking about open a window. Bro, he could have contracted the AIDS.
Maybe.
What if he got the AIDS?
Well, I wasn't on that flight, so he couldn't get it. But if he does happen to be on a stream one day, yeah.
Amira would demand a built-in bidet. She absolutely would. Let's see.
I think they should all have like those fancy Japanese toilets as standard.
Yeah.
Because they're self-cleaning as well.
Yeah. Jets don't have continuous circulation into it from outside anymore. Yeah. That's why when kids poop, it doesn't clear the cabin anymore like the old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Jacob. I wouldn't. It'd be a long time before I even thought about flying for Delta. And it's always Delta, man. It's always Delta that this stuff is happening to.
I think after going through something like that, you'd rather just walk.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'll walk from Florida to California. I don't know how many months it'll take me, but I ain't getting on no plane.
Yeah, I'll walk to Europe.
Yeah. Damn.
I tell you what, I was on a plane. I remember when I was flying a few years ago. I was flying to Texas, and it was nighttime, and we hit a little bit of turbulence, and like the little lights kind of blinked a little bit, on the inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's odd. And then I landed, and somebody said something, and I realized that turbulence that I felt wasn't turbulence. The plane had gotten struck by lightning.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I didn't know until we were landing, we were departing, and somebody said it. They were like, man, we got struck by lightning, and because it was a rainstorm going on, and I was like, we pretty much just had a final destination. I was so scared because all I could think of, because the other thing too was that when that happened, there was movies like some places have a movie, and the movie that I decided for some reason that I decided to watch was Final Destination. And it wasn't original. It was one of the sequels where these people are running from death or whatever, and it turned out to be a prequel of the first one. So I don't know if you ever seen the first one where I think it was a girl. She was supposed to get on a plane, and the plane blew up, and she didn't get on it, and so that's why Death starts chasing after her. Well,
she had like a premonition, and she was like, "Oh, I can see Death's plan." And
right.
That was it.
Well, one of the sequels, these guys were running. It was the same issue, but it turned out in the end, you find out they were on that flight.
Hmm.
So you see how they died. And
Cool.
when the plane, when the movie was over, that's when the plane got struck by lightning.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
didn't
bad
know until
timing, man.
yeah, yeah, I didn't know until we landed. I was like, wait a minute, we got struck by lightning. And I met up with my friend and I was telling him, I was like, we got struck by lightning. And he was like,
I bet
yeah,
you.
but hmm?
I bet you were looking at every situation you were in from that point onwards as being sus.
I was.
You'd be
But
like,
I didn't
right,
know.
don't walk under any ladders or construction sites because someone's going to drop a hammer. It's going to flip a nail in the air. Then that's going to hit something that will make a girder move, and then it's going to drop to the ground and impale me.
Something. Um,
Yeah.
and you know what? Um, with one of my in-laws, that actually happened. That actually happened like
Oh
maybe about three
shit.
years ago. He so it was my wife's grandmother's cousin was leaving his home. He pulled out of the driveway. He pulls out of his driveway and starts driving down the street. Right? He's still in the
Yeah.
street. He's like from what where they found the car. He was like maybe about four houses down from his house. He backs out of the driveway, goes forward and starts driving down. Has a heart attack. As he hits he has a heart attack. Loses control of the car, goes over the curb and hits a tree. The car catches fire. He dies, right?
Okay, now.
But it wasn't the fire that killed him because he was already the coroner they determined he was already dead. He was already dead before the fire burned his body. Not only that, but he was dead before the car hit the tree. And the reason why he was dead wasn't because of the heart attack. What happened is no, I take that back. He wasn't dead before the fire, right?
Yeah.
What happened was he had the heart attack, lost control of the car went over a curb and it hit a tree in front of somebody's front lawn. He had a circular saw in the back in the back in a trunk. He
Oh
hit
shit.
he hit the tree so hard that the circular saw flew back from the back of the from the trunk and impaled him in the back of the head. That killed him.
That's fucking horrific.
Yeah. And the car caught fire and burned his body. When
That is some Final Destination type
yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And when they got there, they found his body. The circular saw was stuck in the back of his head.
Okay, now.
And that's what killed him. Oh, so
Damn.
man, I mean,
That's fucking rough.
yeah, that's rough. Something similar like that almost happened to me last winter. Driving right down the street from my house, it had just gotten through. It was just gotten through snowing. There was snow on the ground. I hit this little small patch of snow, and there was ice underneath, and my car went sideways, and I slid sideways, headed towards a power pole for about a quarter of a mile. My car went sideways, like almost completely
Fucking hell.
sideways.
Doing like a
And
slalom.
yeah, and all I could do was I had to hold the steering wheel straight, and I'm looking behind me, and there's a truck behind me, and I was like, if he hits that patch too, this is not going to be pretty for me because where I live, it was a two-way highway, and then on my side there was a ditch because there's a lot of farmland and railroad tracks. So my car went sideways, and then they tried to push me into the ditch, and I was like, if I go into the if this thing goes into the ditch, I'm gonna flip, and if I don't get a chance to flip, if I get close, I'm gonna hit that power pole, bounce off of it, and I'm gonna flip. So I'm
Fucking
just
hell.
like, man, I'm praying for my life. All of a sudden, my car straightens up, and I'm like, great, it straightens up, and then pushes me over into a head-on collision with a Mustang.
Fucking hell.
And I was just like, oh no. You would think the Mustang would stop. You would think the Mustang would pull over into the grass or something and stop. This fool kept coming. This fool kept coming towards me. He kept coming. Didn't move, didn't react, nothing. Just kept going straight. And I just missed him. I regained control of that car maybe 20 feet before he and I collided. And he just missed me. Didn't slow
Fucking
down.
hell.
Didn't
That's a
slow
hell of a
down.
scrape.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy, dude. And then when I moved over, I forgot about the truck. I forgot about the truck. That was, so
You're like, oh, safe. And then in the background, you go, fuck.
Yep, there's a truck. And I got home and I was like, I'm not going back out.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not
And
going
he
out.
never left his house again.
Bro, I didn't leave the house for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I didn't leave the house for 3 days. I was through at that point. I was like, nope. Alrighty.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Damn.
All right, Abe. I hope you're ready, man, because we about to do this quiz thing. So the name of this quiz, this
Okay.
is November trivia. Right? Here are the rules. We both start with no points. You get a question wrong, you lose a point. You can still go into the negative, and you got to dig yourself out of the negative point. Right? We won't
Okay.
know now. ChatGPT still messes up sometimes. That's just the way it is. We won't know if an answer was right or wrong until after we're done. We each have both of us have to answer 12 questions. The questions will be different. So,
Okay.
all right. All right, let's see. Abe. Let's see.
The battle of the very tired men.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see who it tortures first. Any minute now.
We'll get there.
Oh, ChatGPT has been loading up a little slower lately. All right. Hold on. Ask
Okay.
each one. I figured it was gonna do. It's trying to ask you all the questions at once. Like, what's the capital of New York? What's the you know? Oh, hold on. They didn't even make a multiple choice. It picks today to not do that when it normally makes it multiple choice. All right, Abe. What U.S. holiday is celebrated on the fourth Thursday in November?
Okay, well, I believe that's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this is very difficult. Watch me get something hard. Since Devil isn't here, what flower is commonly associated with November? The hell if I know? I don't know. I'm gonna go with
It'd be funny if this is another one of those where, like, one person's like, what's 1 + 1? And then the next person's like, what is the square root of 10,469,000,000?
Well, that's what it did the last time. It did it to Devil, and then it started doing it to me.
Yeah.
Which U.S. state was the first to officially adopt Thanksgiving as an annual holiday?
Now, not being American, this is a little tougher for me, but
Yeah,
I'm torn between Massachusetts and Virginia.
look, I am American, and that's a tough one for me. But I think I know the answer to this one. I think I'm not sure. Let's see. Aaron Laura is
I'm
saying A. Jacob Gallo is saying A. Zillage, I think, is saying B, but I think that was for the previous one. Oh, BTK said California. Zillage is saying B. Oh, Blindy is saying 4 times 2, 55I.
fuck it, Virginia. Why not?
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the two.
I think it's Massachusetts.
Could be.
All right. All right. Question 2. Which gemstone is traditionally associated with the moon? See, this is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about.
Good luck, because I've got no idea.
I'm going with the BTK answer. I was picking A.
Topaz.
Let's see. Hey, which U.S. holiday is always celebrated on the first Thursday? It just asked you this question.
Have we just done this one? What the fuck? Oh, this is some old bullshit.
Hold on, wait. Do not. Let's see. Give a. Let's see what comes up this time. Okay. Which famous scientist was born on November 7th, 1867? Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Marie Curie, or Isaac Newton?
Well, it certainly wasn't Newton. It wasn't. No, it wouldn't have been Einstein either.
Aaron Laura thinks it's Nikola Tesla.
It's either Tesla or Curie.
Zilla just saying B. He said it's Tesla too. So it's BTK.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tesla.
All right. All righty. Now it's Larry's turn. Here's your next question. What holiday is celebrated in the United States for the 4th? Ask Larry a new question.
God damn it.
Do not I mean I could answer it, but that doesn't make it fair. Aaron talking about Easter. Which gemstone? Oh wow, you've hit the free plan limit. So
God
we
damn
can't even
it.
finish this. Man, I'm
God
gonna say
damn
it
it.
anyway and see what happens. ChatGPT can make this. You dang right it did. Okay, good. We can keep going. Which U.S. president first proclaimed Thanksgiving a national holiday? Is it George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, or Frank Dumb Roosevelt? Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Um, I'm going to go with Roosevelt, actually.
Okay. All right, Larry. Which zodiac sign falls on the month of November? Oh, um, well, Scorpio's one of them. I think it's Scorpio and Sagittarius.
It seems like I've gotten all of the US history ones, and you've got all of the ones that are like woo pseudoscience.
Yeah. Hey, Avon, what year did World War One end commemorated on November 11th? 1914, 1918, 1920,
1918.
1918? All right.
Yeah.
I mean, England was a part of that World War One, of course, so
Yeah.
I would think that would be easier.
One of the main combatants.
Let's see. Which U.S. president was assassinated in November 1963? Oh, come on.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, we know that was Kennedy. All right. Hey, which famous tech company was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen
Oh, come on.
November 26th?
Microsoft.
I didn't know that, though.
Yeah.
And let's see. All right. Larry, which country holds an annual celebration known as Guy Fawkes Night every November 5th? Isn't that it's United Kingdom, isn't it?
Yep. Guy Fawkes Night. Remember, the 5th of November. Gunpowder treason and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
Was Guy Fawkes, was he French?
No, he was a British Catholic conspirator who was working with the French and Spanish authorities to blow up Parliament.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he was an old school terrorist.
What flower represents November? I give up on this thing. I told it not to do that, but it wants to do it.
Chrysanthemums. Why not?
All right. Which state was the last to officially recognize Thanksgiving as a holiday? Ooh, I'm gonna go with Hawaii.
Yeah, I think that would probably be my guess as well.
I mean, it's the 51st state, so yeah. Hey, in November 1963, which
Oh,
U.S.
come
president
on.
was assassinated? I'm giving up, man.
Yeah. You may as well just call it a draw and call it a night.
I mean, we're almost done. I'm at
Yeah.
question 8. What is the traditional food often associated with Thanksgiving? Wow. I believe it's mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know where I messed up with this though. I had to throw it together, so I couldn't give it more parameters to, I just told it to
Yeah.
just do whatever. All right, Abe. Which country holds the most famous holiday called Movember in November to raise awareness for men's health? Australia, the U.S., Canada, or as I like to call it, Aaron Laura Land, or the United Kingdom?
Well, we certainly do it, but I'm pretty sure we're not the only country that does.
Well, we don't do it here. I've
I
never
think
heard of it.
Australia might do it as well. But yeah, we certainly do.
In fact, if I remember correctly, the last saying that I heard for November was "No Nut November," so it was like a call for celibacy and
Yeah.
no self gratification. All
Oh
right,
no.
Larry. Which famous painter's Starry Night over the Rhone was first exhibited in November 1888? Claude Monet, Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, or Edgar Degas? I think it was Van Gogh. And let's see. Hey, which U.S. city hosts the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
New York City.
That's a good question, BTK. Aaron, are you joining? Are you joining the U.S.? Larry, which famous event is commemorated on November 11th each year? Independence Day, Armistice Day slash Veterans Day, Labor Day, or Thanksgiving? Well, it's definitely not Thanksgiving. Huh. I think it's, excuse me, I think it's Veterans Day. I think Aaron's right. All right. My answer locked in. And let's see. Abe, which U.S. state celebrates the first Thanksgiving in 1621? I could have sworn that this is the same question.
Mm. Well, we'll try Massachusetts this time.
All right. All right. Let's see. Question 11 for me. Which U.S. president first proclaimed Thanksgiving a national holiday? What was it? Jefferson? Not Jefferson. Hey, was it?
Well, this is the one I had
I think it
before.
was Washington. That's probably wrong. In fact, I'm sure that's wrong.
Well, at least two of those presidents were still at war with the native tribes
Yeah.
during their lifetime, so.
All right. This should be your last one. Which U.S. state hosts the annual National Thanksgiving Turkey presentation at the White House?
Washington, D.C.
D.C. isn't a state.
That is true.
This thing, D.C. is not a state. No matter how much the Democrats want to make it a state.
Yeah, it's the district capital.
Which famous explorer landed in what is now the United States in November 1492? So I know it's Columbus, but Amerigo Vespucci was actually here first. But, Columbus. Abe, I think you won this one. Since it likes to give you repeated same questions. Abe, you got every question correct. And I got
Really?
one wrong.
Damn.
That's a record, dude.
That's most unexpected.
And I got one wrong. Wow.
Yeah. Well, for two very tired men, we both did excellently.
Yeah, exactly. In just over an hour. All righty. Well, it is time, folks. Thank you for staying here with us. Abe, what you got going on?
I'll be on Beelzebub in a couple hours. Then I'll be on the Full Aussie a couple hours after that. And then probably Anime After Dark a few hours after that. There's no Screaming Into the Void tonight, so that's actually going to be it for the weekend for me. I think.
All right.
Certainly for
Alright.
the things that I've normally got scheduled anyway.
Gotcha. All right. As for me, um, I'll be in the chat moderating for Amira tomorrow if she goes on, and we will be here next week where it will be all about Monsters Ball. Get ready for a great conversation and probably a very hilarious and entertaining fight. I'm even thinking about instead of leaving the battle to ChatGPT, maybe we should pull something out of the old Dungeons and Dragons hat. Maybe we should do the battle ourselves. What do you think, Abe?
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah. All righty. Folks, that is it. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, folks.